Hi both, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I'm very happy to talk to you about the documentary. Now, the Girls' State programme is what the documentary is about, but for me, it's very much a coming of age documentary as well. Can you tell us, because we're in the UK, a little bit more about the programme and how you struck the balance in the storytelling, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a kind of a coming of age program. It's for young people who are 17 years old, so finishing up high school in America, and they're invited for a week, or they apply and are accepted into a program that's a week-long immersive experiment in building a democracy from the ground up. And it's been around about 80 years in the United States. It's also gender segregated. The boys do it and then the girls do it, but they don't do it together. It's in every state in the country. And so we filmed Boys State in Texas. And it's such an interesting laboratory to look at young people in this political moment, how they're negotiating their political differences. I think they help us answer a question that we have is like, A, is democracy going to survive? Can people actually talk to each other who disagree on political issues? Like, are these divides and gaps like unbridgeable in our country? And also they provide a kind of a way of looking at boyhood and girlhood, because they're sort of such lively and interesting spaces.
Absolutely. And Amanda, the casting process must have been a phenomenal challenge. Can you tell us a little bit about how the selection process, I suppose, and how you try to make it as diverse and I suppose inclusive as possible?
It was challenging. I think it was fun challenging though, because what that really meant is that I spoke with hundreds of, and this was true in Texas too, just hundreds and hundreds of teenagers all across. I mean, we are parents of two teenagers, so I clearly I really am interested in this age group. They're just forming their political opinions. They're forming their identity. They're confident enough, they're not 14, they're 17, and they're just at the brink of becoming voters themselves. So they really are immersed in a way, and they're passionate in a way. Certainly the kids headed to these government programs have a certain interest in the country and in government. And so I loved talking with all these kids, even if they weren't right for the camera to be on them. But so we did need to whittle it down to the kids who were going to collaborate with us in the sense of being okay with having a camera on you and being okay with sharing your feelings about your experience. That's not everybody. Some people will change when a camera gets pointed at them. They'll get very self-conscious, and that is just not going to be good for the kid, and it's not going to be good for our film. So finding the right people was important, who wanted to do it, but also for us getting that range of kids who are from small towns, from a diversity of ethnicity, a diversity of politics. We needed a self-proclaimed conservative. We needed a kid who was far on the other side. We needed a little bit of everybody. And I think we found that we had a bigger cast for Girls State, which made it a little unwieldy and difficult to kind of, stay the course.
Wrangle.
But it was quite a squad. So, but more fun in a way, because they really had different paths. Some wanted the Supreme Court and some wanted to be governor.
And I think what I really enjoyed about the film is the human interest story, where I learned a lot. We learn a lot, I think, about the human condition in the documentary with regards to the ups and the downs. The roller coaster ride, was that something that was very important that you kind of infused into the film?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing about the program. It's only a week long, but it's a very intense experience, and it really does forge transformation. It changes people, and they are at this liminal stage in their life where they're becoming. And I think we get to watch that as an audience, and it's really exciting. They suffer defeat, they have heroic victories, they make new friends, they're reduced to tears, and there's laughter, and all of the range of human emotion is concentrated, and they come out a different person through this process. That's what we get to see. And I think we found that it's kind of alchemy in Boys State. We found remarkable young men, and it was daunting to take on this project, because does lightning strike twice? But we found, in particular in Emily, a character who takes us on an unexpected and very moving, wonderful journey through this, and we get to see it through her eyes. And so that keeps us grounded in a way.
Yeah, and just very quickly, and last question, female empowerment for me is really, it's cemented in the foundations of the documentary. Is that what you would like audience to take away with them?
I would like the audience to take away meeting these fabulous kids, and I think female representation and political power and all the things that have sort of eluded women on so many levels, I think is definitely baked into this film, because it's baked into the program. It's baked into all the internalized sort of systemic sexism that exists, that these kids are going to have to deal with as they grow up. But I believe in this particular group. I found inspiring because they're not naive to what the problems are, but they're very vocal about acknowledging them. And they're also pretty energized to take them on. And I think that's refreshing, because I'm a little tired. So I think that it's exciting to see that the new generation has not given up, even though it's obviously a very difficult path, especially with the Roe v. Wade overturn. I think there's a bittersweetness to this movie, which is the bitter is those very major setbacks, and then the sweetness is that they're just moving forward.
Fantastic. Both, thank you, Amanda, Jesse. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Claire.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Claire.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!